grabbing that air, and that air can be up to 180 degrees, and you're trying to cool it down to 72. When you put our product on, it only gets 5 degrees above the ambient temperature. And what that will mean is if it's 100 degrees, it'll be 105, so it's grabbing 105 degree temperature and trying to cool it down. It doesn't it work as long or as hard, and it reduces the use of kilowatts, and that's our definition of green, is saving money on utilities.
What were those two words you used?
Emissivity.
And what does that mean?
Emissivity is the ability to release the heat versus contain it in the envelope of the building.
And the other word?
Reflectivity.
Reflectivity.
Yes, sir. There's a company called Energy Star that evaluates this, and we went in at 87% reflectivity, and we came out at 86% after a 3-year study. Now, the emissivity is the big kicker, because these roofs, particularly at the Woodlands, because his vision was, I don't want to see any buildings. I want them buried in the natural landscape. So nothing's more than 2 stories out until 2001 when they sold it and to the Crescent Group, and they decided let's build high rises and change their philosophies. However, the point being that there's a lot of tar and stuff that will get on these roofs, chemical fallout, pollution, as well as just your day-to-day stuff. And you never lose your emissivity. And the emissivity is where your utility rebate comes in, because it's white and it emits that heat, and that's what we're after. We didn't design it for this. It was dumb luck. It just happens to be the most energy efficient roof in the United States.
And your clients who use your product are seeing substantial discounts in their utility bills?
Yes, the utility savings varies from building to building depending on what kind of insulation and deck system that you have. You may not have any insulation, and then we would use polyisocyanurate in addition to the Duralast and make it as energy efficient as possible. But the savings can be up to 40%. For example, the worst roof in the industry as far as conducting heat would be a metal building, a metal standing seam, or an R-panel roof. We're currently finishing up a job at the Woodlands called Baker Hughes, which is about a 250,000 square foot warehouse, and it was a standing seam metal roof, and we put 3 inches of ISO insulation in the flues, then a 1 inch over that, and then we installed Dinsdeck, which is a walkable surface, and then installed the Duralast on top of that, and we took that roof temperature from 190 degrees down to ambient air, or 5 degrees above ambient air, the day we did it. So the workers' comfort underneath this particular building was not air conditioned, but as we roofed the building, they could tell where we stopped and started every day because the heat load was reduced inside the building.
Wow, that is amazing. You've had some residential applications. This might be a question for Eddie. Typically, where would you find more flat-roofed homes that could utilize this application?
Well, actually, the newer homes that we're seeing don't have flat roofs. I think a lot of builders and architects have really tried to shy away from it because of the flat roof tendency. There's no runoff, so we see quite a bit of problems in basically. And you just wouldn't actually build a new house with flat roofs. You don't see that too often. We see some in the Heights area, but mainly the old style, like the New Orleans style homes. You'll see like a Memorial, some in the Heights, some in the Inner Loop. But we don't do too much residential. We really focus mainly on commercial with the Duralast roofing system. I think Buddy had talked a little bit about the warranties. And as an applicator of this Duralast roofing system, we really like the backing that they give us, the inspections they come out to make sure that our workmanship was done to code. And you just don't see that with other roofing systems. And I think actually we're a little behind the 8 ball as far as we should be using their technology and their support. And I think, basically we'd have, far less roofing problems than we do have right now. But yeah, we see quite a bit we do mainly commercial. So